Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Piyush and this is day 2 video for Azure DevOps full course. This video is all about Agile project management using Azure Boards. If you have not watched the previous video of day 1 about this course, feel free to check it out. Link will be there in the description section and feel free to use the GitHub repository as well. Without any further ado, let's start this video. So let's start with the quick introduction of Azure Boards, what exactly it is and what are the different components involved with it. It is nothing but a project management tool that is used to track the progress of your project, how is it going, who is working on what task, and all the things that we can improve in the further releases. So this is something like if you have worked with Jira or if you have worked with Notion. So this is the similar project management tool with some advanced features. So if you have not worked on those tools that I have just mentioned, it is just a advanced to-do list. When you create a to-do list for yourself for your personal project or just to remind yourself for some task and you just mark it as done, when it is done. So this is nothing but the advanced version of that to-do list. So you might have heard this term before, like work item. Work item is nothing but something through which we can track a certain activity in a project. It could be a bug, it could be a task, it could be a feature, it could be a issue or an epic user story, anything. There are different ways through which we can track the progress. We'll see all those in detail. But for now, just understand that is something through which we measure an activity, whether like how much time it took, or if there is any delay, if there is any blocker, and we assign that particular work item to a person who is responsible for completing it. Right. So this is the simplest definition of a work item. Now, if we move on, there are different type of processes in Azure board. So let me give you a brief history about it. So if you go back to our project, like this is what we have seen yesterday as well. And when we clicked on the new project, there was in the advanced section, there was something called work item process. So if you see over here, it says Agile, Basic, CMMI, Scrum. And I told you that I'm going to explain you in day 2. So this is the point where I'm explaining it to you. So when you create a new project, in Azure board, it will ask you which type of process you want the project to be associated with. Right? These are the different type of processes available with Azure board. So we have basic, agile, scrum, and CMMI. Each one have different set of work items, and based on the requirement of your organization and based on the type of complexity that you want to introduce, you can select either of those. For example, with the basic one, as the name suggests, it will have only three type of work items: epic, issue, and task. Agile will have some more, Scrum will have a few more, and CMMI will also have change management process introduced with it. So the complexity goes up as you move from basic to agile to scrum to CMMI. So what we'll be doing now, we'll be implementing a demo in the basic project, and then we'll be doing the similar thing in scrum so that you get the idea of the basic as well as the advanced Azure board process. Right. So basic will have epic, issue, and task. So these three things. Now, what are these? So let's have a look at the example Azure board. Okay, I hope this is visible. So let's say there are epic, right? Epic will be at the root level hierarchy. That means this is your major project on which you are creating the Azure board. For example, website update for the cloudops community.org. This is something that we are working on as part of our community website. So we create an epic to make all the changes on that particular website. Right? So that will be an epic. Then epic can be further divided into different issues such as homepage, about us page, secure sign in. Right? But it does not provide a lot of details like what exactly needs to be done, how it needs to be done. Of course, it will be there as part of the description of it, but then homepage itself, it could include anything. Right? It could include the formatting of the page. It includes graphics, static media. There are a lot of things. So we further divide that into the smallest possible category, which is considered as task. So tasks such as designing a homepage header, standardizing fonts on homepage, or fixing the homepage CSS to make it mobile responsive. So tasks should be as small as possible so that it cannot be further break down into other tasks, so that we can just assign this task to a single person. Of course, they can take help with others, but the accountability should goes to one single person. So that is why this is the smallest possible work item entity. So this is an overview of basic Azure board process. Now we'll go into the portal and we'll see everything in action now. Right, so what we can do is we can go to our Azure DevOps organization. In this URL, this is my organization name, and now we can go on the right side where it says new project and click on it to create a new project. Let's give it a name, day2 project, which is on Azure boards. Let's keep the privacy as private. Go to advanced and select the work item process as basic. So this is what we are working now. Once we are done with this demo, we'll be doing that in Scrum as well, because it will have some more advanced feature. So I'll click on create to create a new project. Okay, so the project is created. Now go on the left side where it says boards and then click on boards. This will open a default Kanban board for you. So this is like a simple Notion template if you have worked with, or this is just a to-do list, to do something, doing if it is in progress, and done if you have completed it. Right? So this is the board view. And if you click over here where it says view as backlog, click on that. This is the backlog view in which you can create the item. It will appear as the list over here. So let's go back with the board view and let's try to add the work items like the one that we have seen earlier as an example. And over here you see we only have two type of work items. Either it is an epic or an issue, but we don't have the task over here because task is part of issue. So once we create an issue, we can create task inside it. I will show you how to do that. Let's select the work item as epic. And now create the item by clicking over here, new item, and give it a name, website updates for the cloudops community.org. Okay, add. So the work item is created. If you click on that, it will be expanded so that you can add more details to it. Over here, it says iteration. So guys, I'm explaining everything as we are moving along. Iteration is nothing but the sprints on which we want to complete our tasks. A sprint has a duration, typically 2 to 4 weeks, in which once the sprint is completed, we measure how much we have achieved in this sprint and we move the pending item to the next sprint. Right? So consider this as a short release, and this is also known as iteration in Azure boards. So the default sprint that we have is sprint 1, right? And we can create more iterations so that if we have any backlog item, we can add into the future sprint. But for now, let's just keep it sprint 1. We'll add it later on. Okay, so this is our default sprint that we are currently in. Okay, now let's add some description. Description could be something we need to make the updates to our website to provide a better experience to the users. So I'm just putting a vague description over here, and then it has an acceptance criteria. Acceptance criteria defines how do you measure the completion of a work item. When do you consider it as done? So let's say this epic can be marked as done when, as a developer, I will update the website UI to make it user friendly and responsive so that we provide a better experience to the users, right? So acceptance criteria have few fields such as who is doing the changes, so as a developer, and what changes are being done. Update the website UI to make it user friendly and responsive so that we provide a better experience to the user. This is just an example of how you can write the acceptance criteria. You can modify it as per your needs. It's totally your wish. So the state is to do. We have 3 stage: to do, doing, and done. But I'll show you how to add more to it. If we want a custom Kanban board, we can do that as well. You can add tags over here. Let's say website and more tags as well if you want. Okay, now priority over here. If you see the priority field, it says 2. Now you can define it priority 1 as like the P1. If this is your highest priority, let's keep it P2, which is the default as well. And when are you planning to start this? Let's say in the current sprint. So let's say a sprint starts on 13th November and end on 27th November, considering a 2 weeks sprint, because this is the main work item, the epic. So we'll be starting it on 13th itself. So I'll keep that as 13. And let's keep the target date as blank because this will be rolled over to the next sprint as well. This is the main epic. And then you can add a comment and assign it to someone else. Let's say I don't have any other user at this moment, so I can assign it to myself. Can you look into this along with any other user? Again, right? Save. And this supports markdown as well. That was the comment that we added. And then you can assign it to the person. So over here, this has been assigned to me, and hit save and close. So now we have our first work item created, which is in to do state, and then it's been assigned to me. Now to move the work item from one state to another, we can just simply drag and drop within the Kanban board, and we can put that in doing. Now let's add another work item, and this time I'll choose as issue. Click over here, and issue would be website homepage. Okay, let's create another one, which was about us section. And the third one was secure sign in. Now inside this, let's move it up. Now inside this website homepage, there were 3 issues. So I'll click over here on the 3 dots and click add task. UI designer, add the homepage banner. The next one would be as a web dev, add the CSS to homepage. It, and the third one is as a UI designer, standardize the font across the homepage, right? So these 3 tasks were added. Like I've already shown you how to move from one section to another. So if you click on that, as I mentioned, the task is the simplest possible unit. It cannot be further breakdown. If you think this has another part as well, so you break down further into a subtask, right? So over here you can provide the description, something like that. And that's it. Hit save and close. I cannot move a single task in any of the other state because it is dependent on the parent issue. If I'm working on a task, that means I'm working on this issue as well. So I'll just move the entire issue to it. And once the task is completed, I'll just simply mark it as done from here, or I can go inside the task and change the status to done. Now let's see a couple of more things. So if you click on any of the task, it will also show you a few other things. For example, this field over here that says activity. So you can select what type of activity it is, whether this is related to designing, deployment, development. So for this, this is a design, as this is specific to homepage banner. So I'll select the design. Later on in this course, when we create deployments and GitHub repo, all those links will be visible over here. But for now, just select this as design and go down. If you go down, you'll see that it's been linked to the parent issue, which is website homepage. That's how it is associated, and that's how we get to know. That's it, and click save and close. Right, when you have to mark anything done, you can just move it from one stage to another, right, and it will be marked as done. Status will be changed automatically, or when you click over here and change the status to done, right, it will be automatically moved to the done stage, right? And if you mark these tasks as done, this will also be changed as done. And then let's mark this as done, right? So once you do that, this is completed. So now let's have a look at some advanced concept using Scrum process. So you go to this particular website. Again, link will be there in the GitHub repository. So we go over there and generate some dummy data in our project so that we can play around with it. Click over here where it says sign in, and then use your account to sign in. Okay, MFA. Yes, so I'll enter the code over here and hit sign in. Okay, grant permissions to the project and select the template by clicking over here, choose template. Okay, select this particular project over here where it says paths unlimited and hit select template. Now give this project a name, paths unlimited, and select the organization. Because I have logged in, it will auto populate my organization and hit create project. So it will create a new project and it will create some dummy data to it. So let's see what it's been created. It created a project, it created two different teams, it created board column and many other things it's doing on the back end. So let's go back to our project on our organization, and here it is. That's a new project that's been generated. I'll just let it complete. Okay, so it says it's been completed. Created a lot of things, including some CI/CD pipelines as well. So I'll go back to my project. It over here, the new project that's being generated. Right, I'll make some changes to it. Let's go to project settings and then go to teams. Over here, we can see the existing teams and create new ones as well. So this is the paths unlimited, this one, first one. This is the default project team. When you create a project, a default team gets created with it, and it created the two additional teams with it. So let's go ahead over here and create a new team. Let's call it paths unlimited web and hit create team. Okay, so the team is now been created with the default user. Now click on the team. Over here you see iteration and area paths. Click over there, go to iteration. This is the team configuration setting, right? And go down, select iteration and choose a sprint one. So that means the team that we have just created, it will use the same iteration path that other teams are using, which is from the sprint one, even if it's been passed. Let's hit save and close. Okay, so now let's go back to dashboard, go one level back. I'll go to my project and go to dashboards over here. This was blank when we didn't have anything. But now that we have our project, it should be populated with some values. So let's go over here, overview of this particular project. Okay, scroll to the right and it will show you some details like critical bugs, unfinished work, work in progress, and then we have user stories by state and different sort of widgets that we have applied. Now, if you want to create a new work item like we did for the previous project, so you can do that. You can create a new work item by looking over here where it says new work item. There's a widget already available, or you can do that from the work item like we did for the previous project. Give it a name, let's say product training. Change the work item type to epic. So earlier, if you remember, we only have three type of work items: epic, issues, and task. Now we have a lot more. We have bug, epic, feature, impediment, product backlog item, task, and test cases. There are a lot of items, right? So we'll see all of these. For now, let's just select as epic and hit create. So now it will open the page for you where you can make the changes. So area, you see its parts unlimited. Let's select it to UL web because this is the area that we want to work on. And iteration should be sprint 2 because sprint 1 has already passed. So sprint 2 will start from today itself. So let's choose this. Now this item will be part of sprint 2 and we can add it to the future sprint as well. Let's keep everything as default for now and hit save and close. Now go to your work items and you will see your work item that's been created for you over here. Now let's add some child processes to it, some child work items to it. So open this and then go to add link over here, related work, and hit on new item. Now select the work item type. Let's select feature for now and give it a name. So the epic was product training. So product training is our main goal, and inside product training we'll be doing different things. For example, let's create a training dashboard. This could be one feature. This is because this is not an enhancement, this is not a bug fix, this is a work item of type feature, something that will add some value to the users and something that was not there before. So give it a name, select the item type and hit add link. Once you do that, this new feature has been created for you, so click save and close. Once you do that, your epic product training will have that item linked as the child over here. So there is a relationship that's been created. Now go to the boards view over here and my team's board, and this board UL web, because this is the team that we created. In this area we are working, and now select the type. Earlier there were issues and epic. Now we have features and backlog. So select features, and there is this new item that was created, is training dashboard. Now let's go ahead. Now we have created a feature. Now let's go ahead and create a product backlog item. So click over here which says work item and hit this one, add product backlog item. You can add a bug as well if you want, but for now let's use this and add some details. As a customer, I want to view new tutorial. Let's add a couple of more. So I have created now these three PBIs or product backlog item. Now you can go to backlog item view. Oh, earlier I made a mistake earlier when I was explaining you the basic process. I told you that, you cannot, let's expand this one. I told you that you cannot move the underlying child item to a different state because it's been associated with another epic. But that's not the case. You can change the view to, let's say, backlog item, and then you can move the individual items as well. Right. So you can move to approved, commit, or done, and you can expand it. You can, let's say, assign it to yourself or anyone else, and then hit save and close. Now, if you click on view as backlog once again, and you can create a task from here as well. Click over here. Let's say the PBI was, as a customer, I want to view new tutorials. You click over here to add a task, which will be a child work item. Give it a name, add page for most recent tutorial. Hit save and close, right? So it will be part of this PBI. And if you click over there, you will see priority, remaining work, and activity. So let's select activity as development. Remaining work, let's say 2. So I have added this and hit save and close. Now let's add another task inside this one. Recently viewed, I'll add the task and I'll give it a name, optimized data query for most recent tutorial. Give this remaining work as 5. Okay, select the activity as design and then hit save. Now you can also filter the items from this board as well. Over here, if you see, there is a filter button. You click over there, right? You can filter based on the keywords by entering it over here, or you can filter it with the type assigned to or state. Let's filter it with the keyword customer, and you will see all the item that has customer in the title or in the description. Clear the filter, you just click over here which says clear filters. and you have similar filter in the other view as well. So this is the backlog item view. You can switch to features view and the filter will be there as well if you want to apply the filter. Let's clear it for now. Okay, now let's see the next option over here. So we have seen till now the work items, boards and backlogs. Now let's see sprints. Let's click over there. Sprint, as I've already mentioned, sprint is a duration on which you want to complete certain number of tasks. So these are nothing but the iterations that we talked about in the beginning. So from the view, select the work item details panel. Okay, so let's go to here over view options and select work details. Click over there. So it will add a new column over here. So I don't see any work item details over here. And if I do this sprint one, I don't see the rest of the sprints. I only see the sprint one because that was the default sprint that was set for me and the area that was I am part of for this particular team, right? Let's say if I select any other team, now it shows me different details and it shows me sprint 2 as well, and if I click it shows me past and future all the sprints. But the thing that was not there for our custom team pul web, because we have to enable a setting. So let's go to the project setting. I'll open it in a new tab. Let's go to project setting, and over here it says team configuration. Now areas, and where it says the area that I have selected is PUL web, click over here 3 dots and select this option, include sub areas. Okay, and I don't think there is any save button over here, so I think we should be good. Let's go back and hit refresh. The reason I'm not seeing anything over here, and even I only see the current sprint. I don't see any future sprint because I haven't added it. So I'll open the tab again. If you don't know how to navigate to it, let's do it from the beginning. Let's go to the project, then project settings. Inside that, there'll be team configuration over here, and then iterations. So if you scroll down, you see I only have added sprint 1. So let's add other iterations as well. So sprint 2, save and close. Sprint 3, I guess this should be good for now. Right, now let's go back and hit refresh. Okay, now I don't see anything as of yet, but now you will see sprint 1, 2 and 3. So if you select a sprint 2, you should see all the items in the board as well as over here as well. So now on the right side, you will see the collective work details, like, so the 7 hour of work is pending, 2 hours of development, 5 hours of design, and the cumulative view of all the pending work, because we added these story points 2 and 5 for those two tasks. This action item that we had, I'll just assign it to myself. Click over here, open, and let me assign it to myself, save and close. Now it's been assigned to me, and now you will see earlier it was unassigned. Now I see 2 hours pending story points for me. Now click over here where it says capacity. Now I can change my availability from here as well, so that it will adjust the team planning. Okay, so I'll go ahead over here and add user, add my user. Okay, and now I don't have any day offs now, but let's say for any development task, I can only work 1 hour per day. However, let's assume I'm going on vacation. So I'll just click over here, 0 days, add additional day off, and I can select the 5 days from here. Let's say from Monday to Friday, I'm going on vacation because it is Diwali. Happy Diwali, by the way, guys. Okay, now let's return to the task board. And now it says 7 of 10 hours, or if I go down, 2 of 10 hours, because I've added the capacity as 1 hour per day. That means the capacity is 10 hours for next 2 weeks, and 2 hours is out of which was for that particular task that was assigned to me. Now, if I want to change the task duration from 2 to 11, let's say, hit enter. Now this will change everything like the capacity planning, because the task will require the additional time and I am also going on vacation. So that means I don't have enough time to complete the task on time. So the overall team capacity is exceeded with the additional task and there needs a lot of changes, right? So what we can do is we can move this particular task to future sprint to avoid this issue from happening, right? So click over here, move to iteration, and let's move to the future iteration. And let's select sprint 3, select sprint 2 back again. Okay, now I don't see anything as red at the moment. Now you can do these cards customization as well. So what we can do is we can go to settings over here, right? And styles. Let's add styling rule. So let's say the rule name is development and let's select the color as green. Rule criteria would be, let's say, activity is equal to development. Okay, let's remove the other one. So whenever there is activity equal to development, so the color will be changed to green. Let's hit save and now let's go to backlog. Let's see sprint 3. Okay, so this card has been changed to color green because that's the customization that we did. Now let's go back to sprint 2 and hit settings. And now this time let's go to the general tab itself. And over here you will see working days and non-working days. So currently only Monday to Friday select. You can select these as well. And again, it will reflect in the capacity planning. And then it will also give you an option to customize how bugs are being shown on the board. The default is bugs are managed within the requirement. You can do that managed with task or bugs are not managed on backlog and boards. So either option you can select. And then, I'll just exit it from here. And now let's see how we can customize the Kanban board as well. So I'll click over here, is board, right? And then again, the settings. So you can select the similar styling rule over here, like what we did over here. Let's call it high priority. Okay. And we'll select it with color red. This time we'll select priority is equal to 1. That means this is a P1 issue or a work item. Hit save. I did not have any P1 issue. So let's make this issue as P1. Open it, change the priority to 1, save and close. And now it's been showing in red color, which is what we wanted. Now you can make some other customizations as well. Let's go back to the settings again and tag colors. No, add tag color. Tag is data color, let's say, and then go to annotation. You can select which annotation you would like to see on the cards. Now let's go over here which says test and create a new plan. Okay, select this option and hit save. Okay, click over here, add tags for data and UX. Okay, hit save and close. Now the data tag is showing in color yellow, the tag color that we have chosen. Now let's go to the settings again. And this time we go to columns. On the column, we had these four columns: new, approved, committed, and done. We'll add one more column which says QA approved. And we can add WIP limit, that means work item in progress. So let's select one. That means if there are more than one item, it will show as red. Okay, so and let's keep everything as default, hit save. Now we have one more column which says QA approved. So if you move, let's say, one item over here, that's good. That shows one by one. And if you add one more item, it will show as 2 of 1 and the 2 is displayed in color red. That means this is over the limit. Okay, so let's move this into committed, and this committed or approved or anything else, by default the limit is 5 so that the team does not get overburdened. Go back to the settings once again, columns, and over here go to QA approved column, and then you can split that column into two parts, doing and done. Hit save. Okay, now QA approved has two sub columns, doing and done. This is another thing that you can do. So you can go to settings and select this option which says swim lane. It will help you track more items that needs your attention. So if you go over here and add swim lane, let's give it a name, call it expedite, and give it a, let's use the default color, save. Okay, now you see your item has been split in a different view. Let me zoom out a little bit. So it has, these columns, Q approved, approved, committed, done. And then it's been further subdivided into doing and done for expedite. And if there are any other, you can see that as well from here. If you want more sophisticated view, you can go over here and select the paths unlimited teams board, this one, and it will have new design, development, test, done, these four stages. And again, inside design there is doing and done, inside development test there is doing and done. Now go to dashboards. From the left side, the overview section, we have dashboard. We'll now customize the dashboard. Okay, so this is what we have seen already. Now let's select this and hit new dashboard. Give it a name. Let's call it product training, and select team dashboard. Teams is okay. Hit create. Now we don't have any widgets yet, so let's add some widget. Click over here and let's search for sprint overview. Let's select this one, add. So first widget has been added, and then you can click over here which says configure. Okay, you can make the changes over here. Let's say show non-working days as well, or you can select the value like count of work items or efforts. Okay, and hit save. That's it. Now let's add a few more widget. Let's add sprint capacity. Add this. Go to settings. Okay, so you can select the team. Let's select PUL web, and it will show you the details of PUL web for sprint 2, which is the default sprint for us. And that's basically how you customize your board. When you're done, you can just hit done editing and you can add more widgets to it. Okay, now let's go back to boards and then go to queries over here. Hit new query. So we will be creating some custom queries to query the work item. So let's say you need work item type is equal to task. Just querying only the tasks. Area path, let's select the area path as well, equal to PUL web. Okay, let's remove this one. Okay, so work item type is equal to task, area path equal to PUL web unlimited. This is what I have selected as part of my query editor. Hit save query over here. Give this query a name, call it web task, so that I can query all my web tasks related to my project. Now go to this option over here where it says charts, new chart. Select the chart type as pie. Give it a name, web tasks by assignment. Okay. Group by, call it assign to. Location count value descending, and hit OK. Save chart. Now it will show you the web task assignment. Okay, now after you click over here which says configure, three dots, so you should be able to add this to the dashboard. I don't see any option over here. Maybe I did some mistake. Let's click over edit chart. Okay, not here. Let's go to editor. Okay, and let's hit save as. Okay, so what I did is I saved this in my queries folder. It should be shared queries so that it can be shared across the board. So I'll choose this one now, hit OK. And now if I go back to chart, I have to create a new chart now. Assign to descending, hit save. Now if I click over here, now I see the option of add to dashboard. Let's click over here and select the dashboard that we just created. It was product training. Hit OK. And if I go back to my dashboards now, is overview, dashboards, and this one. Oh, over here. So the chart is here. So this is what we configured. You can add the chart from here as well, I suppose. So let's click on edit and search for query, chart for work item, this one, add. Okay, let's configure. And I guess you can select the query from here, shared queries, web tasks. Yeah, this was that query. And let's say, let's assign it with the different work item type. And here it is. So you can select it from here with the widgets, or you can select it directly. You can add it directly from the query itself. Okay, so the last part of this video, you can customize your team process as well. So for that, let's go back to your organization settings from here, and then scroll down where it says process. Now select Scrum, three dots, and then it create inherited process. Give this process a name. Let's call it customized Scrum. Create process. Okay, open this. And these are all the items that we had. Let's select product backlog item. And let's add a new field to the product backlog item. Click over here, new field. Let's give it a name. Let's say ticket number or a ticket ID. Okay, add field. And then group. Let's select create a new group. Let's call it paths unlimited. Save. Now go to all processes, go to Scrum, and then projects. But here, click on these three dots and change process. Select a target process and use customize Scrum. So we are basically changing Scrum to customize Scrum because we added one more field to it. Let's hit save, close. Now let's go back to our project, Paths Unlimited, and then hit board, work items. Let's open a backlog item, which is, if you scroll down, you will see this field as well now, ticket ID, which is what we created. Okay, so you can add the ticket ID over here, 1234, hit save. And now it will be part of Azure DevOps customization. You can query the work item with the help of ticket ID as well. All right, finally it is over. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you have now understood how Azure DevOps work, what is Agile, how do we work along with it, and your concepts would have been clear by now. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section below, or you can reach out to me on our Discord community as well. There'll be a dedicated help channel. I have provided the details already. All the useful resources from this lecture, especially the concept that we discussed in the beginning, this will be now visible in the day 2 video folder as well. So I will see you tomorrow with day 3 video for Azure repos. I promise it will get better from here, so do not get overwhelmed due to this particular video. I know it was a really long video because I wanted it to be thorough and I wanted to explain each and everything. In case I have missed anything, I can provide the details in the GitHub repository. So just let me know or feel free to open a GitHub issue and I'll provide the details. So that's it. Thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.